Yeah, there's a slide.
Great.
I wasn't planning to hear the whole selection. That's okay. I just
Welcome to the Unitarian Church of Lincoln. I like that. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm the worship associate today, along with my buddy Charlie. We dressed as the movie Twins. And I would like to, first we've got some music here, so let's enjoy some music.
Forgot to set the key.
That was lovely. Thank you. We join our hearts to one great flame of bright compassion, beloved community, the fervent justice. May we become lanterns to the world, lighting the way for all. Welcome again to the Unitarian Church of Lincoln. I'm Michael Reinmiller. Today we have a interesting attempt at trying to make this successful. My friend Monica told me that this is the first time I've ever done this. My friend Monica said that if you're going to fail, this is the best place in Lincoln to fail. And I think she was serious because I love you people, and this is if I'm going to trip and fall, this is where I want to do it. So
We'll still love you.
I love you too. So okay. So anyway, so this morning we've got Anyway, I'm here to say welcome, and we have an opening hymn called Gentle Angry People, number 170. The teal one, from what I understand. Is that correct?
The gray one.
The gray one, I apologize. The gray one. See, I've already tripped and fumbled.
Okay, here we go.
You're welcome to stand if able.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Bob Fusen. I am the music director here at the Unitarian Church of Lincoln. First, I'd like to acknowledge our guest musician, Samantha. This is her first time performing for us. And it's just lovely. Just lovely. There was some discussion about, what about, I don't know, harp? And I'm like, trust me, if there is any congregation that is open to anything, it's this one. So, we have some things coming up on the calendar. I got to be perfectly honest with you. I really intended to slow roll this idea of bringing more events to the church, and it has been a bounty of riches. So we have some busy weeks coming up that I am happy to announce. AV, can we hit the next slide? On September 11th, we're going to collaborate with the Red Grail, and we're going to have Nine Toes the Bard, otherwise known as Mama Gina. She's going to give a concert here at 7 p.m. That is a Sunday. It is a donations-encouraged concert with a minimum of $10, just like the harp concert, if some of you were there. Please come out and see that. throw some money in Mama Gina's tip jar. It's going to be a really, really fantastic experience. You'd have to ask her. I'm assuming she has 9 toes, but I don't know that for sure. We collaborate with the Red Grail quite a bit. They're always fantastic services, fantastic events, so please come out and join us for that. It's going to be really, really special. AV, can we hit the next slide? Way Station concerts are returning to the Unitarian Church of Lincoln. This was a long-running program that Roger Geary did for years and years and years. And so we have decided to take it under the wing of the music program of the church a little more and blow it out a little. We're helping Roger with marketing and media. And we are going to have our first returning Way Station concert on October 17th at 7:30 p.m. Sorry, September. The slide is wrong. September 17th.
October.
Not October. September 17th.
September 17th.
It is September 17th. September 17th at 7:30, we're going to host Japanese guitarist Hiroya Tsukamoto, otherwise known as Hiro. Hiro has won so many awards for his flat-picking guitar. I mean, he is a really, really incredible musician. He's actually performed here before at previous Way Station concerts, and he's going to play the service the next day, which is going to be Sunday, September 18th, not October. Sorry, we've got a lot of dates rolling around. So, Saturday, September 17th, 7:30, come and see Hiro. It's going to be an incredible, incredible, incredible concert. Now, in the hymnal, what do these songs have in common? Gather the Spirit, tradition held fast. Nothing but peace is enough, rising green, all around the child. May your life be as a song. How could anyone? The oneness of everything and building a new way. Do you hear some favorites in there maybe that you like to sing? What do all of those have in common? Can we hit the next slide? They were written and or arranged by Jim Scott, a UU musical luminary if ever there was one. And this slide is also not correct. On Sunday, September 18th, Jim Scott is going to be giving a free concert here with donations encouraged. Right here. In this room. September. We are going to flood you with information about these concerts very, very soon, right? So, the day after Hiro is here, we're going to host Jim Scott. We're going to have a huge musical weekend, okay? And we really need you folks to come out. Just like the harp concert, donations encouraged. Jim Scott is an incredible guitarist and songwriter. I had the great fortune of playing with him at the AUM conference about a month ago. You're definitely going to want to come and see this. It's going to be fantastic. Can we hit the next slide? This lady right here is jazz vocalist Carrie Christ. She is going to come in and do a master class for us on September 25th. She's also going to perform at the service on September 25th. September.
Okay, 25th.
Yeah. Sunday, September 25th. So she's going to be here, she's going to perform at the service, she's going to do a master class, and then she's going to come back in October and do a concert here with a full rhythm section. It's going to be fantastic. We're finalizing those dates with her. That's a little tricky because she lives in Paris, so there's a little bit of a time difference when we're confirming things. But Carrie Christ is a fantastic vocalist. When I was teaching, we brought in some of the surviving members of the Blues Brothers band to come and play at the college I was at, and the vocalist that they asked us to hire and bring in was Carrie Christ. So she is quite amazing, and there'll be more information about those dates coming up. So you're going to see e-blast, you're going to see posters, you're going to see announcements, you're going to see Facebook events, you're going to see a ton of this stuff, but I wanted to put it on folks' radar right now because we're going to have some really, really big musical events coming up, and we need you there for your support. And I will turn it back over to Charlie, and thank you very much.
Oh, it's on. So I'm going to do the story for all ages. I Am Peace, a book of mindfulness. So if anyone young or young at heart would like to come down and join me in front, that would be good. Don't all rush the stage. Okay, first page. Could I get the first page here? There we go. There are times when I worry about what might happen next and what happened before. The thoughts in my head are like rushing water, and I feel like a boat with no anchor, being carried away. I give myself a moment. I take a breath. And then I tell myself it's all right. I feel the ground beneath my feet and steady myself and start to notice the here and now. My thoughts begin to settle. My mind begins to clear. I am peace. I can watch my worries gently pop and disappear. I let things go. I can say what I feel inside out loud. I know myself. I can share kindness with others. I make a difference. He dropped a seed. And now it's growing and growing. I can hug a tree and thank it for its beauty and strength. I can watch the clouds make shapes against the sky. I know wonder. I can taste and smell and touch and hear and see what is all around me. I use my senses. I can feel my breath fill my whole body. I tune into me. Now I share my peace with others and hope that it is carried away to those who need it. And I dream we are peace. Thank you. Okay, everyone, you can go to your classes now. I just wanted to give the kids a chance to leave the room because the homily that Michael is going to do today addresses firearms violence, and he may talk about homicide, suicide, and so I just wanted to give folks a minute or a few minutes. If that's something you don't want to hear about, you may want to leave.
Joys and sorrows. A central part of our service in this time, we join together as a community to mark the moments of our lives. We share with one another our joys and our sorrows, the events that mark the steps on our journey. The threads of sorrow and these of joy and those of joy are invited in the fabric of our lives, present for all, remembered by all. We share those threads, and then we are woven together with those of others in our community. Our joys are shared and magnified. We are comforted in sorrows. If you have a sorrow that you would like to share in this space right now, please say your name out loud or the person you're thinking of. David? John? Aaron? Sandra? Megan? And I should look, there's people online. I apologize. I've completely disregarded them, and I apologize to those folks. They are welcome to write in the chat, and I will get that up right now. Chris. Here we got some, okay. Dana and Craig. With sorrows, the other side of the coin is joys. And I think that there's peaks and valleys in all of our lives, and the valleys are hard, but those peaks are pretty awesome. So if you have a joy you want to share, or say the name or the event, or please share that, because that's what we all cling to during our dips and valleys. A new job. That's a new beginning. That's exciting. Today is Trey's 44th birthday. And since he's online, I was going to say 54th just to make him mad, but I'm not going to do that.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, indeed.
Declan. Any day now.
Any day now. I offered firecrackers.
The Board of Trustees had a wonderful retreat yesterday.
Excellent. The Board of Trustees had a wonderful retreat yesterday, right? You said? I'll share a joy as well.
My sister just got home from British Columbia safely.
Just moved away from British Columbia?
No, she visited up
Oh.
there for like a week or
Visited for a week? That's a good joy.
home safely.
Wonderful joy. I'll share one of my joys. I was really pushed into doing this, and I'm very joyful for my enablers. You know who you are. So those, let me check the line here. One, oh. 50th wedding anniversary. Wow, that's awesome. That is a joy for sure. Okay. I believe we are now going to do hymn 2 here. I believe it's 102 in the teal hymnal. Is that correct? Is that the correct number? 1002. 1002. Just checking my dyslexia. And it works. Yes, and please stand if you are willing or able.
I keep thinking that Michael and I are dressed for seasonal transitions. Each year in the spring, our members vote for 10 organizations for the Share the Plate program. This month's Share the Plate recipient is Out in Nebraska, and we welcome Abby Swatsworth, who will tell us more about their work. Abby?
Good morning. I am really blessed. I get paid to be gay. It's an amazing blessing, I can tell you that. It began for me in January of 2019 when an organization that had been called Outlink focused in the Lincoln community on serving the LGBTQIA2S+ community, expanded its mission and came into funding that allowed that organization to become Out Nebraska and to hire its first executive director. Since that time, we've grown. We are now 3 staff members, about to be 4, and we are really working hard to serve the whole community across the state. And that is quite an undertaking, I can tell you. Nebraska is geographically very different. The needs in our community here in Lincoln are very different than the needs in Scottsbluff or Columbus or Norfolk or Alliance or some of those even very smaller towns where we do live, because we live everywhere in Nebraska. We're not just in the big cities. And part of our job is then uplifting the voices of those community members who live across the state. And we do that in 3 ways. We advocate, we celebrate, and we educate. And so I thought I would just tell you a little bit about our activities in the last fiscal year, because we've just done our annual report, which is available on our website. But I wanted to highlight some of our work. In the advocate area, we identified 8 anti-LGBTQ bills that we fought against, all of which were defeated in committee or by filibuster, including a ban on teaching about race or sex and gender, which had an amazing committee hearing where students came from Kearney University to speak, and we had people from all over the state there to say that this is wrong, that you can't ban, you can't keep us from talking about race, sex, and gender, that these are essential lessons that we need to learn. We also defeated, with the help of a great wide coalition, a trigger bill that would have completely banned abortion services in Nebraska. We identified 12 pro-LGBTQ bills, and 2 were passed into law. A bill that provides funding for medication called PrEP, and education on that medication so that we can prevent new HIV infections, and a bill that requires all correctional facilities to provide free menstrual products for incarcerated people who menstruate. And that's an LGBTQ issue because our community is more represented in the prison population than we should be. You know, just as we have more Black and brown and Latino people in prisons, we also have more LGBTQ people in prisons. And so we uplifted that issue as something that affected our community, and we were really pleased to work with Terrence to get that passed. In our Celebrate area, we invested and participated in 7 Pride events across the state in Sioux City, Alliance, Scottsbluff, Hastings, Aurora, Lincoln, and Omaha. And this month we will also be in Grand Island and Norfolk. because, you know, it's so hot in June and there are only so many Saturdays. Some of our other communities do Pride in the fall. Our investment in those events means that they can take place. We are investing in those events to help people in those communities feel loved and seen and heard. And so that's an important part of our work. In our educate area of mission, we presented to 44 different organizations, some of them multinational or across the state. We reached more than 1,300 people with LGBTQ 101 and Affirming Spaces training. So every time we go into a company or present by Zoom, we're hoping to build more spaces where people feel affirmed, and thereby doing that work, we're hoping to create a Nebraska where young people want to stay, where they want to grow up and live and make it to be adults. Last week was really a rough week. I gotta tell you, I'm tired. We started at the LPS school board with a big kerfluffle about a training that was provided for mental health professionals at LPS. It was not a student training. It was for people serving our young folks. But the word got out that that trainer was transgender and had said some controversial things, and wouldn't you know, all the opposition had to come up and stir that up. But I'm pleased to say, through organizing, we had twice as many people there in support of the training than opposition, and that was amazing. So that was great. But then we heard about Grand Island, where Northwest Grand Island School District has canceled their journalism program and shut down the student newspaper, which has been in existence since 1968, because they did not agree with an editorial written about LGBTQ issues, and they're on record saying that. So how would you feel about being a young person in that community when your district hates you so much they want to completely erase your voice? And then we heard from Omaha Catholic Diocese that came out with new rules about how to treat transgender and non-binary students in their classes and schools across Omaha. And it's really heartbreaking, because we know that affirming and seeing young people saves lives. And so we are hard at work on how to advocate on all those issues. And anything that you contribute today goes to help support our work here in Lincoln and across the state. And we are really pleased and honored to do that work for you. So thank you.
Thank you, Abby. Please consider a contribution today to support Out Nebraska's work. Any loose cash and checks with Out Nebraska written in the memo line will go to Share the Plate, or you can give through text giving by texting UCL Lincoln to 73256. And so, please, we just sang about we're gentle, angry people, so hopefully we're gentle, generous people also. So please be generous. Thank you. And now we'll hear some more harp music.
Now's the test of who's nervous. Not you.
So nervous, I have to say, this is the first time I've actually played in public in front of a lot of people, so.
It was obnoxiously awesome. Really. Okay. Once again, good morning. So the reason I'm nervous is many times people come up and they know what they're talking about up here, right? Right? I mean, that... Maybe. Touche. Well, I'm full on admitting I know about as much as will fit in here about what my discussion is today. But my fear is real. I'm not here as a knowledgeable person on the topic. Please humor me as I spit up thoughts that my brain is chewing on all the time. I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm here to ask how me and you and us as a community can make this situation better. It's guns. I've had friends ask me over the years, hey, I'm going to go target practicing with, I think it was a handgun of some kind, and he shoots bowling pins out some farm somewhere. And it sounds kind of neat, right? But I've always thought of guns as like cocaine. I might like it, and I don't want to do it. I know that guns can kill, and I know cocaine can kill. So that's kind of my philosophy on that. It's worked for me. I'm turning 47 soon and never shot a gun. So that's an example of I don't know what I'm talking about. But like I said, my fear is real. So I need your help. I am full of despair. My number one job in life is to keep my boy healthy and happy and alive. And Jack started pre-K this last Monday, and I look online, what do I got to do for kindergarten? He's going to be there 360 days, which, as you all know, 360 days goes by like, right? I look online for what to do, what to prepare for, what am I supposed to do to be a successful father? They sell backpacks with Kevlar now. Think about that. I think we need more guns like we need more vape shops. Right? I mean, we're all low on those. So I found some quotes and stuff online that I thought were relevant. Who all here is a parent or soon to be? So it's not just me. Okay, good. Thank you. You're my community. I feel mad, 100% helpless. Another school shooting, I get mad. I shoot off some angry tweets, and it does no good. A few months go by, and the entire thing starts all over again. I've done my bit. I've been loud. I sent blank checks to all of the senators and Congress people in the pay to the order line saying thoughts and prayers. In the memo I wrote, I hope this check has the same power as the NRA. My anger's real, but I'm getting nothing done. The quote I found is by, I'm going to hack the name, I apologize. Shannon Watts is the quote. If arming more people meant that we would be safer, we would be the safest country on earth. 393.3 million weapons. The U.S. U.S. gun owners possess 393.3 million weapons, according to a 2018 report by the Small Arms Survey. And you know it's grown since then. That number is higher than the country's population now, about 330 million as of May 25th of 2022. I'll read that quote again. If arming more people meant that we would be safer, we would be the safest country on earth. So another quote. This one is by Deborah, another hack of name, I apologize. Deborah Azrell, I believe, is the Associate Director of Harvard Youth Violence Prevention Center. The quote is, "Cut it however you want. In places where exposure to guns is higher, more people die of suicide." Mentioning suicide, I want to be the first to say 988 is your number if you're close to suicide, have thoughts of suicide. If you have a friend that you are concerned about, call 988. You can save a life. Originally, when I was concocting this thought, I thought, well, I want to see a show of hands as to who all has dealt with suicide, but I don't want to do that because I don't think all of us want to admit that number. And even if we did, some people would not raise their hands because of the awful stigma of mental health. And now to quote Forrest Gump. On that topic of suicide, that's really all I've got to say about that. According to the ACLU website, a student is far more likely to be involved in a shooting off campus. In fact, school shootings have declined, precipitously, I hate that word, since their peak in the early 90s. While the need to reduce the number of on-campus shootings to zero is imperative, the reality is that placing officers in schools is not the solution and only leads to an increase in the arrest of students for childlike behaviors and creates a climate of distrust. And I can say that from experience. My son has not been arrested. He's 4. We have a plastic chainsaw we play with. He chases me around the house. It's cute. He told his teacher, "I'm going to cut you into pieces with my chainsaw." Out of context, I'm sure that terrified that teacher. Of course. So it's cute as can be, but it was a teaching moment for me. Even though enhanced security measures such as police and security officers were largely inspired by the school shootings, in most white suburban schools with low student-to-teacher ratios, high percentages of students of color, and lower test scores, the influx of police has become at the expense of adding much-needed new teachers, counselors, and social workers. They're expensive. New topic. White men shooting things up. What's up with white men? I don't want my son to behave like that. What do I do? When I grew up, I watched Dukes of Hazzard, A-Team, Knight Rider, Airwolf, all white, very violent, macho, it's okay to be a tough man that kicks things around. I now see that. I didn't at the time. And I don't know what Jack's going to watch it. I know video games are a thing. I don't know. Like I said, once again, this is a topic I don't know. I'm just fearing out loud. And with all these guns, with all this population and all these guns, domestic violence, that's not a good combination. I'm on the board of Fresh Start, and I know many of those women are dealing with horrible violent situations that they're trying to recover from. So I'm an awful reader of things, so I apologize, this is gonna be ugly. So perspective, right? It's all about perspective. So there's a speech from a 1976 movie called Network. Who's all heard of the movie Network? It's kind of a classic. It came out in 1976, and I think it's very funny because it's not funny. It opens my eyes about perspective. Because right now everything seems so terrible, the end of the world, what are we going to do? But this is from 1976, and I'm going to try and read the whole thing to you unless I stumble. I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shoppers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seem to know what to do. And there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe. Our food is unfit to eat. And we sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we have 15 homicides, 63 violent crimes, and that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy. So we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house and we sit in the house and slowly the world we are living in is getting smaller. And all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Let us have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radials. And all I say, and I won't say anything, just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I want you to protect us. I don't want you to riot. I want you to write to your congressman because I don't know what to write. I don't know what to do about all of this. First, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being, goddammit. Life has value. So I want you to get up now. I want you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to stand up right now and go to the window, open it, stick your head out, and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore. I just thought that was 1976. He's complaining about the same things I'm complaining about in 2000. What are we in, 2022? Pandemic kind of threw me a curve. But isn't that, I don't want to say it's funny, but pretty interesting. I just thought that was a really interesting thing. Back to policing in schools. They disproportionately target students of color and students with disabilities. First principle, inherent worth and dignity of every person. That's what we believe here at this church. Justice and equality and compassion in human relations, not shooting them. Acceptance of one another and encouragement of spiritual growth in our congregation. A free and responsible search for truth and meaning. The right of conscience and the use of democratic process without our congregations and society at large. The goal of the world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all, respect an inherent web of existence. That's us. This hits this topic, every single one of those. And a sign on our church says Black Lives Matter. And we're allowing black lives to get shot. My arm hair is standing, just even saying that. Again, I'm not an authority in this. These are valid concerns. I'm stressed about it. Jack is too cute to get shot. Again, think about that. I went to Eastridge. I was going to say in 1995, but I'm older than that. In the 80s. And they'd prop the doors open because we didn't have air conditioning. You never once worried about someone coming into the school. Maybe we should have. I don't know. But now the concept of a Kevlar backpack for my son seems a little crazy to me. My favorite artist, Manu Chao, sings in 7 different languages. It's kind of a reggae ska kind of music. He toured Africa on a train, and an interview said something along the lines of, he went to all these villages and he played. And everywhere he went, they needed clean water, better schools. But everywhere he went, they had guns shooting into the air as he played and finished the last song. So in closing, I wrote, "End with hope and a joke." I stared at this next screen for quite a while in my office while I was supposed to be working. Hopefully my boss doesn't see this. I couldn't come up with a joke. I use comedy to get through things that are difficult. They keep me from going crazier. We need to fix this, and when I say we, I mean all of us in this room. I know you can have a hard conversation about this and spread the concern. I was able to do this today. My hope, there are organizations. Nebraskans Against Gun Violence is an amazing resource. Their website is a plethora of actions that you can do and knowledge that you can put in your brain. And my last hope that I'm going to leave with, I need to find the music first. 10. Okay. My last hope and quote is our future. A quote from my son, August 24th, 2022. He said, "Daddy, I love everyone." 10-10. You can stand. Sorry. Please rise if you're able and willing.
So I'd like you to join me in a responsive reading. Your part is simple. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes a Unitarian Universalist village to raise a Unitarian Universalist child. We will read what we believe important for our children to learn, to know, to experience. We invite you to respond by saying, "It takes a village to raise a child." Good. It is important for our children to know that they are cared for, to know that they are part of a larger family, an important part of a bigger human picture. It is important for our children to believe in themselves, to trust in themselves, and to know that they can make a difference. It takes a village to raise a child. It is important for our children to know our Unitarian Universalist principles, to find ways to live them in their daily lives, and to realize that the choices they make are important. It is important for our children to be able to speak about our faith, to honor its history and its heritage, and to appreciate its heroes and heroines. It is important for our children to explore religious truth and meaning in the Jewish, Christian, and other world religions, and to know that ours is a religion worth saving. It is important for our children to experience the spirit of life, to feel a sense of awe at the grandeur of the world, and to live lives of empathy and compassion. It takes a village to raise a child. Do you have a third song for us?
Yes, I do.
Okay, this is the time. That's your cue. And don't be nervous. You're doing great. You're doing great.
This song is called A Prayer, and it's from a movie called Quest for Camelot. And it was sung by Celine Dion and Andrea Bocelli, and it won the 1999 Golden Globe Song of the Year award. So it's lovely, and if you'd ever like to hear it sung, you can go to YouTube. The name again? The Prayer.
That was beautiful. Go out in peace. Go out and love everyone.